Let's take a look at our top selections.
Hi everyone, 4 stakes races on Saturday at Santa Anita, and it's also mandatory payout day in the pick 6 on races 5 through 10. The jackpot pool going into Friday was more than $800,000, and assuming no single ticket payoff on Friday, the gross pool on Saturday in the pick 6 should be about $5 million. We're going to take a look at the 4 stakes races separately in order, and the first two are not part of the pick 6 sequence. Those are the Las Virgenes and the San Marcos. As far as the Las Virgenes, which is race number 3, this division, 3-year-old fillies on dirt, has been a revolving door ever since last summer. My Girl Red, Princess Noor, Astute, and Varda all won important stakes races in Southern California. And then they all either disappeared or got hurt or retired. So we start over again on Saturday in the Las Virgenes. It's a 1-mile dirt race. And over the last 5 years, this race has been a virtual chalk fest, an unbelievable chalk fest. As we take a look at the 5 most recent winners of the Las Virgenes, starting with Songbird in 2016, $2 win payoff, $2.10. Unique Bella, another Jerry Hollendorfer trainee. Boy, I miss him out at Santa Anita, and I am being serious. I do miss Hollendorfer at Santa Anita. Unique Bella paid $220 in 2017. Dream Tree, $260. Bellafina, $220. Venetian Harbor, $260. The last 5 years, this has been just a parade of odds-on winning favorites in the Las Virgenes. Now, I doubt that will happen this year because it's a relatively evenly matched field. I don't see anyone going odds on, but the favorite in the race is probably going to be number 3, Moonlight Dora. She breaks from post number 3 under Flavian Pratt. This is a daughter of Medaglia d'Oro, who has always been very well regarded. She finished 2nd in her career debut last summer at Del Mar in a sprint, and then she got sick, and we didn't see her again until November. She finished 3rd in that comeback sprint. Her trainer, Dick Mandela, was actually a little bit concerned because he thought she would run better in her comeback, but she acted like a filly that wanted to run long, talking about number 3, Moonlight Dora. And when Mandela stretched her out for her route debut, her 3rd career start, Moonlight Dora crushed. We're going to take a look at that race in just a minute. I first want to acknowledge the most accomplished filly in the field, and that's number 2, Calypso. She's a 2-time stakes winner, and under normal circumstances, she might be considered the horse to beat. She's the most accomplished in the field. She's trained by Baffert, but sandwiched around her 2 stakes sprint wins was a runner-up finish in the Los Alamitos Starlet, and it was really not a very good race. And that's kind of being blunt about it. But let's take a look at the stretch run of the Los Alamitos Starlet on December 5th. And I liked Calypso to gamble on this day, and she caught every break imaginable. Her pace rival Astute did not break and then came out of the race with a sore foot. Princess Noor pulled up and was subsequently retired. And right here, I thought I was going to be a genius at 11-1, but Calypso could not stay the trip, and she got worn down late by Varda. And she did end up finishing 2nd. Calypso did. But this race, with everything in her favor, no pace pressure, 2 leading contenders that got injured in the race, this was a race that Calypso should have won. I know she was 11-1 that day, but she squandered a perfect opportunity. And I question whether or not she really wants to go 2 turns. And in particular, I question whether she wants to go 2 turns in a race that also includes 2 other frontrunners, sprinters with speed, those being Honor America and Brilliant Cut. So we have 3 horses stretching out from sprints. Calypso, most accomplished in the field, Honor American, Brilliant Cut. And if this race unfolds on the track like it does on paper, none of those 3 are going to get a breather at any stage of the race. They all do the running on or near the front end. So that leaves A pair of last out maiden winners, Moonlight Dora and Moras, coming off maiden wins around 2 turns. They improved when they went long, including Moonlight Dora's first start around 2 turns, her 3rd career start, which I alluded to earlier. Let's take a look at Moonlight Dora's most recent start. And it was at Los Alamitos in early December, and all she did was win kind of impressively. Mandela was right, and so was jockey Flavien Prat. They thought she wanted to run long, and that's exactly what happened. Moonlight Dora won this race by 3 lengths. She earned an 87 Beyer speed figure in this race, and that figure is noteworthy because it's the highest number of the year by a 2-year-old filly, year 2020, in California on any surface, an 87 Beyer speed figure. The Las Virgenes will be her first start since then. So beyond that high figure, I guess the question is, did Moonlight Dora have anybody behind her? Well, she actually did. The runner-up Frosteria returned to finish 2nd in a stakes race and was favored on Friday in a maiden race. And the 3rd place finisher behind Moonlight Dora was none other than Moras. What did Moras do in her subsequent start? Let's take a look. Moras' 2nd career start, January 8th at Santa Anita, and this race was over at the head of the lane. Michael McCarthy trains Moras, a daughter of Empire Maker out of an AP Indy mare, so you know that she definitely wants to run long. She was dead short in her debut at Los Alamitos. She also got a little fussy in the pre-race. Some horses ship down to Los Alamitos and they really don't do very well, and Moras was one of them. She finished 16 lengths behind Moonlight Dora. But I dare say that Moras moved up in her 2nd career start on her home track at Santa Anita. She is headed the right direction, and just because she lost to Moonlight Dora by 16 lengths, that does not mean that she cannot upset Moonlight Dora on Saturday in the Las Virgenes. When all is said and done, it's a 5-horse field, and there's not very often you get value in a 5-horse field, and I suspect that that's going to be the case with the Las Virgenes. So we have 3 stretch-out sprinters that are going to ding-dong early and compromise each other's chances. That leaves number 1 Moras and number 3 Moonlight Dora, proven at a distance to lay back, blast home, and we'll see who the better filly is. I picked Moonlight Dora, but I will be using Moras equally in the Las Virgenes. It's race number 3 on Saturday at Santa Anita.